80's Tear and a Track, and this is one of the movies that's near and dear to my heart. In fact, it's my ultimate favorite film, and we covered my second favorite film on here, so why not do number one? Don't know how many of these shows we're going to do. Definitely want to get the big ones out. Do stuff that's not the devil's honey, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
This is George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. How many times have I talked about Day of the Dead? About 1 million. So I really kind of want to just get into this and see what Brandon thinks of the movie and talk about his song choice and everything like that. So basically, it's a continuation of the Dead series, if anybody doesn't know how that goes. It's not a direct sequel, but it reflects kind of like the progression of the outbreak of the zombies and the current technology and times that the movie was made in. So that's a little interesting in that aspect. George Romero is the zombie king. Before that, zombies were the voodoo. And then after that, they were kind of nightmarish, flesh-eating ghouls. So yeah, he changed everything with Night of the Living Dead in 68, made the sequel Dawn of the Dead in 78, and then we heard The Day of the Dead in 85. And then we go on with, Land of the Dead in 2005, and Diary and Survival of the Dead, etc. But really, the main three are the ones that people mainly focus on. I think they're all masterpieces. This is my personal favorite. It's got a wonderful, strong female lead. It's got a steam-sealing villain. It's got a crazy doctor named Frankenstein, who's also excellent. It's got a great cast, great special effects by Tom Savini in his heyday. Greg Nicotero worked on it. Everybody worked on that. It's just a wonderful movie. Low budget, but perfect. Has the the Pennsylvania Pittsburgh flair, but also partially shot in Florida too, which is kind of unique for a Dead film. Until we get to 05 and we have Land of the Dead being shot in Canada. But anyways, Day of the Dead, my ultimate favorite film, with an amazing soundtrack, with an amazing cast, amazing characters, amazing gore, anything you could ask for. And the thing about George Romero's movies is they get better with time, and Day of the Dead is no different from a lot of his other films. They just seem to get better and better as time goes on and on. So, this was your first time watching Day of the Dead?
First time, yep.
And now you've seen Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead?
Yes.
Which one did you prefer?
So I was actually just thinking about that. Part of me has an affinity towards Dawn of the Dead because, the mall, and I'm all about malls. However, I honestly think Day of the Dead is better. It's very close, but I love both of them. But I might have to go with Day over Dawn.
So did you, now when you look at the characters, the female lead, did you notice, you haven't seen Night, but Night, Barbara is comatose throughout the movie, and then in Dawn, she seems to be kind of a little useless at first, but she's the regular person. Then she becomes very useful and learns.
Absolutely.
And then by Day, she's just leading the entire.
She's the entire thing.
Yeah,
she's
everything.
I don't need these men. I'm done.
Yeah, she's basically smart. She's intelligent. I mean, she's compassionate, and she's really tough as nails.
Absolutely.
And she's a fucking scientist, so it's she's got everything.
She got it all.
You notice in Dawn, it kind of the African American character in Night, Dawn, and Day, and Night and Dawn, they basically were the front charge, taking care of everything, doing all the physical activity, kind of the heroes of the story. I don't know, with Night it's kind of complicated. But, so Day, you see John kind of takes a backseat. He becomes a hero, as Bill says.
Yes.
Bill at one point says, what a relief, we're heroes after all. But he really doesn't want to do it. He kind of takes a backseat,
Right, absolutely.
Because he doesn't feel he doesn't believe in what they're doing. Honestly.
Yeah.
So, did you care, how was the soundtrack?
Really good.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, before we even watched it, I was listening to the soundtrack almost every single day. I love it. It just fits so well with it. Every scene that they use the music in, it just fits perfectly.
What's smart with the soundtrack is because they'll have a Caribbean kind of calypso feel throughout it, but then because it's kind of themes and stuff with John, but then they have the military in there as well, so they have that going on for it. So there's a wide mixture of kind of just motifs in the soundtrack. It's almost like a musical in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
And I really like that. I think it's a very underrated score by John Harrison. I think it's my favorite of the three, of the three initial Dead films. Are they obvious? Yes, kind of, but they basically are well-needed quotes that tell you exactly the character's mental state and where everybody's going and what's happening in the story. Yeah. So basically, what is the song you chose us to use? Is there anything else you want to say about Day of the Dead before we get into the music?
No.
Okay. Great.
The song I have chosen for Day of the Dead is called Welcome to the Real World by Jane Child. Most people know Jane Child for her really big hit called I Don't Want to Fall in Love.
Practice often.
This one is a little dicey on the date, okay, because it was released in September of 1989, but didn't become a hit until spring of 1990. So it's kind of more 90s, but it was released in the 80s, so it counts. Anyway, so that's the song I've chosen, and let's get into why I've chosen this.
Did this make any hits, or did it have it?
Oh, thank you for saying that. So like this, no. The answer's no.
It didn't top any
charts?
charts?
Like, she's like, so like, Don't Wanna Fall in Love, she's a huge like one-hit wonder here in the States. She's from Canada, so the song I chose did do better.
I'm sorry, did I do something about it? Just kidding.
How dare you? People of Tim
That's for
Hortons would be
moods.
so upset.
That's for moods. Ugh, Canada.
But the song peaked on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 49, so it made it a little more than halfway.
Hey, that's my life expectancy. 45.
And
already 90% there.
But her other hit went to number 2, so that's pretty good. However, yeah, not a big hit, but it did make people know it. But yeah, big fan of her. I'm surprised she didn't make it bigger than she actually did. But anyway, yeah.
Well, I mean, you picked it because there's some obvious kind of running the universe, who's in control.
Yeah, because there's a whole like
struggle, right?
Power thing and just like questioning everything. And I kind of see this song more as like in the viewpoint of Sarah, just like someone's like
just rare. And you can see a lot of the characters. I think the two most logical characters probably in the story are Fisher and Sarah. Just trying to play down the middle, the scientists that really, you know, don't want to take sides, or they do, but they don't, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, John and McDermott kind of have given up on the basically society and don't want to partake in it because it's so awful. They don't believe in it and that stuff like that. And
I guess I can't say I blame them.
Me either. And a lot of what's in this song, like he says, it ain't no way to run the universe, somebody's holding the strings of the purse. Reminds me of the speech that John gives. 114-mile tombstone, you know, when he gives that to Sarah.
Absolutely.
That's a brilliant speech, and it kind of sums up his outlook on life.
Absolutely. And there's some also lyrics in the song that are kind of on the nose with certain scenes in the movie. There's like he has a gun or something, he's gonna pull the trigger, will he do it, or something like that.
Yeah.
Can't remember the exact lyric off the top of my head, but that goes to the scene where Rose is holding the gun
On Steel.
Like, are you gonna kill everyone?
Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like I said, this is the first time I noticed this, but I never really, said it out loud, is, every character has a moment to basically just kind of tell you who they are exactly. When Rhodes has a speech, it's like, I'm running this monkey farm, I'll have you court-martialed, all that whole speech.
Yeah.
And then you have Logan, it says, it's like, they must be rewarded. Reward is the key, and that whole speech, and then we, of course, have John's big speech. We have, these three big opposing viewpoints, and Sarah and a lot of the other people are just caught in the middle. And they're all power struggling getting through the entire movie. So it's just kind of like a big miscommunication, which is Romero's kind of main focus here in his films, which is the one theme I would take away from all his movies. And good directors, or my favorite directors, you can always find certain themes within their works or multiple themes that appear through a period of time. And that's a night, crazy, dawn, day, all this miscommunication and misunderstanding and mental illness because of it, and just complete fuck. But yeah, like I said, it's just a wonderful movie, and I could see that score being with it. It came a little almost, I don't know what I was looking. I didn't know what kind of music you would pick for. There's some other ones I guess you could pick. Everybody, if you want to be real lame, you could. Everyone Wants to Rule the World.
Sure. Yeah, I was just trying to find something that kind of like the chaos and just kind of confusion and just being kind of over it,
What year did Land of Confusion come out? Was that a Phil Collins or Genesis?
Yeah.
Genesis or Phil Collins?
Genesis. Well, wait, it's Genesis. Yes, and it's 87.
See, I don't remember all the lyrics on that, but Land of Confusion would be good for a Romero movie because just the general confusion and chaos in there. So I think that would be good. But I would really want to sit down and think deeply what song would be good for Day of the Dead, for myself personally.
Whenever we do these, I forget every single 80s song I've ever heard in my life. And it's what the fuck? This is everything I do. I'm like, what's music?
I hear sounds.
I hear sounds. What is going on?
I remember somebody edited a music video to Day of the Dead, and they used Iron Maiden's Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Oh, cool.
And they used the whole song.
That's cool.
That was a good choice.
That's pretty
cool,
yeah.
Can't Stop It Screaming,
That's
I love
awesome.
That. Iron Maiden, that song is one of my favorite songs. I love that song. I'm not a huge Iron Maiden fan. Not everything I've heard I've liked, but I'm not a huge expert. I just love that song. But yeah, so I mean, like Day of the Dead is absolutely like a masterpiece. We've covered Return on here, and we didn't obviously do Dawn because it's 70s.
70s, yeah.
But if we did some other 80s movies, like zombie films, I think Video Dead would be pretty funny for you to watch.
Okay.
It's about zombies coming out of a television. I can't make this shit up. But to be honest, you did the two best from the 80s.
Okay. Okay.
I think you probably should do an Italian one just to see how weird they are, like Burial Ground or something.
I often think about things like movies we should watch because I think sometimes because we do classics like Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm like, well, we should look at Friday the 13th or something like that. But I like doing the ones that are kind of like
off the beaten path.
Yeah. Because that's more exciting because everyone has seen those movies before.
I mean, everybody on this channel has seen everything that we're going to talk about.
That's
I'm
true.
pretty sure.
That's true.
I mean,
that's because we're cool.
I'm like scraping the bottom of the barrel sometimes, and this like I go through the retro years. I'm like, hey guys, I watched this exploitation movie that had one scene of horror in it, or I watched this movie that was listed as horror in Internet Movie Database, but it was really just a hospital drama, and there was one nightmare in it. It was good though.
It was good.
Writhing Tongue. It's Japanese. It's 1980. Yeah, I mean, I think we should do an Italian one next. I have a couple that I think, like, I don't know if we should fully commit, but I think, like, Phenomenon would be a great one.
We've been talking about doing that since, like, the start, so we should do that.
Demons, Phenomenon, The Beyond. I think a Fulci or a Dario Argento would be perfect, to be honest.
Okay.
Let us know what song you think goes best with Day of the Dead, personally.
I would love to hear it.
I really would.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know your favorite character in Day of the Dead. Who's your favorite character?
Sarah, without a doubt.
Yeah, Sarah's tough. Mine's Steel, just because I am a goon, and my favorite characters are goons. I think Sarah's the best character. Actually, all my favorite characters are from Day of the Dead, so I really can't pick a favorite character. But no, Steel, Rhodes, Sarah, Logan, John, Bill. They're all great. I love everybody in here. I even love Rickles. Rickles is such an idiot. He just cackles the whole time. His death seems is underrated.
Yeah.
I know people always talk about Rhodes, which Rhodes is great because he has the choke.
Yeah.
But when Rickles dies, like it's so brutal because they lift like his eye, and his laugh goes from laughing to screaming in such a brilliant way that you're just like he doesn't register what's happening before it's too late.
Absolutely.
And also, a small little detail. I think he had a wedding ring.
Really?
You think, who the fuck married Rickles?
I asked that question with a lot of people in my life.
It's a good touch because you realize that these guys weren't always such buffoons. They were just normal people, and they're snapping. Everybody's.
I mean, honestly, if I was in the world, I wouldn't even be there.
Oh yeah,
I'm out. Day
Miguel
one, I'm done.
This whole unit's collapsing.
Yeah.
For us. So what?
No.
So fucking what? You bitch.
You bitch.
That shit cracks me up. You bitch. But no, I mean, like I said, I could talk about this movie forever. So, like, favorite character, Sarah. Now, we could even go break this down and say what kind of characters would each character.
Oh,
like what's
I like
their
that.
theme song? Like
what
would Sarah's
cool.
theme song be?
Maybe we can do a little special episode with that.
Yeah, like you got to think Rhodes would definitely be something like aggressive, like some trash music, like My Way or the Highway, the Limp Bizkit version.
Has to be 80s.
I know. Oh, that version's so bad. Sorry, Watson, if you're watching. Loves Limp Bizkit. He's not watching.
That's okay.
So you want to wrap it? I think we should do an Italian one. We're going to do an Italian one after this one for sure. I was thinking we've done...
Yes, sir. Fuck you, sir.
Yes, sir. Fuck you, sir. We've done... Have we done any from 1980? I don't think we have. We've done 81. We've done Possession and Halloween 2. We've done 83. No, we did Halloween 81. Then Halloween 2. We did Halloween 3 is 82. I don't think we did 83.
83. We done 84.
84. Nightmare on Elm Street. 85. We did Day of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead. 86. We did Devil's Honey.
85.
87. I don't think we did an 87.
I don't think we done anything from
87, 88. We did 89. Eric's Revenge.
That's 89. Yeah, but I don't think we done anything from 80, 83, 87, 88.
Yeah, I think honestly though, you should see Hellraiser. You've never seen Hellraiser.
Never seen Hellraiser.
The problem with Hellraiser is
shame on me.
1 and 2 together.
Okay.
They gotta watch 1 and 2 together, I think, nowadays. But skip the rest.
Okay.
Skip the rest.
I'll take your.
I know people like 3 and stuff, but I can't. I like it. I can't recommend that to anybody. Okay. And the new one's not that bad, even though it doesn't feel much like Hellraiser.
Oh, we can watch maybe Halloween 4 for 88. Isn't that 88?
Why are you trying to make me watch all these Halloween movies?
Because I seen one. I'm sorry.
I'm not a huge Halloween
I'm sorry.
fan. You not noticed? I
I'm
like
just trying to
Halloween
keep things
3 a
in-
lot.
Okay.
Well, we haven't even watched Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Well, sorry, sir.
Or Friday,
Fuck you,
or
sir.
Friday 13th is a true 80s series because
Yes.
first one's 1980. It's like the birth of the 80s. And
Well,
then
maybe
you
we'll
got,
watch that.
maybe watch one of them. Or what? We don't even know.
We'll figure it out.
We don't know. This show's over.
It's
Show's
done.
over.
Canceled.
Done.
It's fine.
First, he created the most frightening film ever made. Then, he took his unique vision of terror one step further. Now, George A. Romero takes us out of the night, beyond the dawn, and into the darkest day of horror the world has ever known. Day of the Dead.
Those are my men in there! That's it. Run, you fucking loot.
George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, the most eagerly awaited day in horror film history.